Good afternoon, it's 1:30. I'm Laura Ferreira and this is Solent Journalism. The massive aid-raising effort for Ukraine is gathering pace in Southampton. The old Toys R Us store reopened on Saturday as a warehouse for aid donations and is rapidly filling up. Our reporter Chloe Nowicki has more.
Katarzyna Davenport explained what the money raised in the campaign Will Help Ukraine was used for and will be used for in the future.
Last time when I checked, it was over 15,000 on the Just Giving page, and some of those monies we're using basically to give for the fuel for the drivers. So the drivers, they provide a van and their time, but obviously to fuel it, to cover the cost of ferry or a tunnel. That's what we're using the money for. But also the aim is to actually, once the donations stop coming, let's say, then we can actually use this money to buy directly things in Poland or Ukraine to make sure that people, they're still getting something out of this.
She continued to explain the need for help and when the public can come in to volunteer.
We will need more volunteers to come and help us to sorting the things. So that is on between Wednesday and Saturday, but there are slightly different times. So Wednesday is 5 to 7, Thursday is 1 to 7, Friday is 4:30 to 7, and then Saturday is between 10 to 3. And then definitely we need a lot of volunteers to come and help us to sorting, to go through the obviously lot that's been donated.
Mike and Melanie, two volunteers, explain why they decided to help.
I'm driven by outrage is my answer. I can't believe the things I'm watching on television, and I come down because I can do something, not much, but something.
Because it's okay sitting at home talking about it. I'm more like, okay, this is happening, there's a need, what can we do? And this is basically how it started, and it's continued since then. And it's just helping people as much as we can to get what they need. So when they arrive in the UK especially, we've got now the resources going out to the Ukraine and Poland and everywhere to support people, but also people coming in to Southampton. We're now supporting a network here to then help provide people when they arrive too.
Mike Jukes from the Southampton City Council and Phil Tarrant from Electrical Management share what they have done to help make the old Toys R Us building functional for the storage of donations.
Where we actually got the building up and running with all of the lighting and everything to make it sort of functional and operational, for all of this to be enabled and stored as you see it now. So we're just offering some ongoing sort of support, working with Cassia and Paulina to help on bits where we can, just through the good cause, and trying to make a difference and do that extra little bit.
The guys that were on site actually carrying out the installation really put their heart and soul into it when they were here, and they worked on in the evenings to get it all up and running with the short target time that we had to reach. So, I think everybody's put a fair amount into it so far anyway.
More donations are welcome, especially non-perishable foods such as pasta, rice, but also protein cans with meat or fish. Baby items like nappies, bottle and baby food are needed. Non-prescription medications such as paracetamol, ibuprofen, plasters and bandage are welcomed. Other items like sleeping bags, yoga mat, batteries, torches and toiletry are also needed. Chloe Nowicki for Solent Journalism.
Meanwhile, the group Southampton Ukulele Jam hosted a fundraiser in the Guildhall Square on Saturday. The idea was to raise money for the Red Cross charity in Ukraine, and hundreds of people watched the event that counted with more than 50 performers. Group leader Colin McAllister told us why they got involved.
Been here in Guildhall Square playing music to raise money for the Red Cross Ukraine humanitarian appeal. We've like so many people across the world, we feel really quite helpless with what's going on and not sure what we can do to help. So it felt like we should probably do what we do best, which is playing good songs moderately well on tiny toy instruments to try and raise some money. It's the best that we can do at this point. I'm amazed at how many people came and played with us. We're an absolute chaotic bunch of people. We meet every fortnight in the 1865 and sing songs together, but come together to try and do good things for good causes.
A Southampton initiative to make the city safer for women and others in the community has taken a step forward. Some 11 sites for new cameras have been identified by the City Council using £160,000 of new funding. Southampton City Council has also announced that another 45 roads will benefit from £5 million, which will be spent on resurfacing and filling in potholes. The cost of living crisis is hitting people in Southampton hard. Yesterday, the Chancellor revealed plans to make things easier in his spring statement. But will it really help? Our reporter Daniel Tyson joins me now. Daniel, welcome. What more can you tell us?
Thanks, Laura. So what we know is that yesterday the Chancellor Rishi Sunak has come up with a few changes entering the new financial year as a reaction to the cost of living crisis relating to the rising inflation, which has just hit the highest level in 3 decades. Announcement-wise, there are changes to national insurance contributions from the 6th of July. The threshold is moved to £12,570, which means 70% of those paying will pay less now. Then basic income tax rate is to be cut by 1% from April 2024. There has also been a temporary cut to duty on petrol and diesel of 5p a litre, starting from 6 p.m. last night. And last but not least, households will now pay zero VAT on the installation of energy-saving products such as solar panels for the following 5 years to help the environment. This statement has been facing some criticism because people say it's not enough and won't help the poorest.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Daniel. And now some sports. Goalkeeper Fraser Forster became the 3rd Saints player to be called into the England squad last night. He joins captain James Ward-Prowse and Kyle Walker-Peters. It is the first time Walker-Peters has been selected, but he told PA News that he's ready to play.
First things first, you'd probably like to make your England debut. And I wonder when you look at it, there are problems at right back. He's got some injury issues, as you're well aware, and there's only 3 fullbacks in this squad. So does that give you the belief and the hope? Has the manager said to you at all whether you might get some game time?
No, we haven't spoken about that. You know, you sort of you get a feel from training. You know, I've been training as a right back, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm just gonna do everything I can to prepare myself to hopefully get that opportunity.
What would it mean to you to make a debut? I mean, look, it's always a standard list of questions we have to ask the new guys that come in. How does it feel to be here? And then what would it mean to you to actually make your senior England debut?
Yeah, it'd mean everything. It's something you work to as a kid. First starting out in those youth England setups and eventually getting to the senior team. That's what dreams are made of. So yeah, it would mean everything to me. All the hard work I've put in over the years, being rewarded with that opportunity.
And obviously you've already won a World Cup with England. I just wonder how that experience has helped you, kind of just for here and now, and potentially with other tournaments that you might want to play in the future, whether that's Qatar or wherever. You've kind of been there and done it and seen it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, playing for the youth teams for me is just as important. Representing England, and yeah, I went with the under-20 squad, which won the World Cup. Played left back in that tournament. So yeah, I feel like I'm well prepared in that respect, and yeah, just hope one day I can do it for the senior squad.
That's all from me now. You can find all of our stories and more at solentjournalism.co.uk. And if you can, join us for our TV Bulletin at 3.